Welcome back. This is Hope at Dawn right here at Hope TV, where you look and you live. And we told you once we are back, we'll be having the day's conversation. And today being a Monday, it's all about financial fitness. That is what we are looking at. That is what we look at every Monday. And today we continue with the same segment. And today we are talking about small enterprises. We are talking about how do you start. That's one, starting. And two, the aspect of growing that enterprise as well. So if you are in small enterprises, MSMEs, that is what we are tackling today. That is what we are addressing today. And maybe you are there, and just like me, because I have a dream that one day I will be a business owner. So you have not yet started, and you aspire, you dream to one day own a business. Or you are there, you recently started a biashara, and you want to see how to grow that business so that it becomes a thriving business. Then this conversation is for you. And so you need to share this link, because we are live as well on YouTube. Share the link with loved ones, with your friends, with your people, with your groups, so that they can get to learn a thing or two by the end of this conversation. Interact with us as well. Ask all those very hard questions. Ask them, and our expert in studio will be able to answer them as we continue with the show. Hope TV Kenya across our social media platforms, and also you can drop us a comment, a message rather, on our WhatsApp platform, which is 0708 222 323. Right about now, allow me to welcome our guest. His name is Samuel Karanja, the CEO, MSME Alliance of Kenya. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you. How are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so very much for the sacrifice.
Yes.
On a Monday morning.
Yes, a Monday morning.
I know. Mondays usually, we want to start slow.
Yes.
Yeah, but thank you so much for accepting the invitation.
Thank you for having
to
me.
come and talk about small enterprises.
Yes.
Before we start our conversation, it's always good to start with getting to know who is this person who will be talking to us. So a brief introduction of yourself.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
My name is Karanja.
Yes.
And I'm a business person, and more so I am born again.
Amen.
I love Jesus as my Lord and personal Savior. I'm also a family person. I have children, and I run businesses, and I also represent micro, small, medium enterprises in the whole country.
Wow.
It's an umbrella body of micro, small, medium enterprises, whereby we have association memberships. So we don't have like individual memberships, we have association memberships.
Okay.
So what we do is that we help to reorganize what is called the informal sector, and we formalize it. And formalizing the informal sector is people with one craft, bringing them together, let them form an outfit that they can be able to advocate for their issues, and so that they can also be able to grow. Once they do that, then they come under our umbrella. So our umbrella is now able to escalate their issues to a national platform. By God's grace, you have been given audience by the governments which have been there, different regimes. And so we have some placements in different regimes where we are able now to speak out on issues concerning micro, small, medium enterprises. So we are heavy on advocacy. We have influence, some level of influence in different government agencies, where we push the agendas of micro, small, medium enterprises, so that at least now we can be able to grow our economy. And lastly but not least, micro, small, medium enterprises is the backbone of any economy. So we are a very serious interest group.
Very serious. So any party that ignores you, they do so.
They do so at their detriment.
I agree. I agree. Let's talk about you for a while. Growing up. Did you ever, what was your aspiration? Because every child growing up, they have dreams, they have aspirations and all. Yourself growing up. What was your dream?
It's a little bit humorous because I grew up wanting to be a lawyer. I'm in advocacy right now, But I grew up wanting to be a lawyer, for a very long time. I'm the fourth generation of business people. And so my great-grandfather, my grandfather, my father, so I've taken over. Though we do diverse things, we are not like in family business, but I have been able to be given a chance by God's grace to run a business, our business family for 15 years. Then I had now to go and do my own thing. So I grew up wanting to be a lawyer, but my mother was a very tough lady, and she is a very tough lady because God has kept her. One of the things that she didn't allow me to do is to get things out of or free things. So she akanichukulia kashamba kidogo. So and she told me that she's a farmer. So she told me, we unapanda some few things. Then when I'm going to, there were carrots, there were lettuce, I can remember pili, all those things. Then she tells me after maybe a month or 2 months when they have grown, we go with you to the market. You take your stuff to the market, you sell alongside me, then your money you can buy for yourself something. So I grew up like that. And I remember when I was also in high school, my father was in construction. I remember there's a time now, it got a time now he was employing me as a foreman. So I could go to the sites with him, construction sites. He pays me, and I was able to buy my first Savco jeans. And North Star. Remember North Star?
Yes, I do.
Fantastic. So I was able to, to buy my first North Star. I was very excited. From your own pocket? Yeah, from my own pocket. So I grew up like that, and immediately after high school, I was employed by my uncle, and I started running his business. And from running his business, then later I started educating myself when I was still with my uncle. Then God gave us an opportunity to come to Nairobi. That time we were in Thika. Then we came to Nairobi, and God gave us an opportunity to partner with Nairobi Central Business District Association. Then they had 3 clusters of opportunities. They had security, which they were putting the lights, the lightings. Then they had the community policing, where they had placed strategic containers so that you can report a crime. And they had water and sanitation. So we took water and sanitation and we rehabilitated the toilets now people go today. So we rehabilitated it. They were inhabited by street families. So we took over, we cleaned them, we reconstructed them, and out of it we came up with a business concept that now people can pay 5 shillings then to use, we give dignity to humanity. They can pay 5 shillings and you go to a decent place, you can help yourself. Then from there, I started also what we call now the shoe shines, the professional shoe shines. I started professional shoe shines. I had several in the CBD, then shops like that, and I continued growing. Yes.
Wow, that is how now you grew. It sounds like an empire.
So it shows you where, why the micro and the small and the medium enterprises. By God's grace, I've been able to go through those ladders, start from a very, very small, very, very, very small businesses, like having not even an eighth, but a very small, not even like three times an eighth, shorter is small, an eighth or something, and you do farming, and there you grow to shoe shining. There's even a time I did mjengo. There's a time I did mjengo in Nairobi. So by God's grace, I was able to do that. I ran that business for about 15 years. Then from there, I started clearing and forwarding. I got a company, registered company in clearing and forwarding. Then from there, that's when now I in the CBD, because I've been in the CBD for about 20 years now. That's now when I came and I joined other business communities, and we said, why don't we have a voice so that we can be able to advocate for our issues in the governments of the day. Because we found that there's a gap between the government and us. So they are creating and making policies in our absentia, which are hurting our businesses. So that's how we came up with now the alliance. And by God's grace, they gave me the work to, they placed me in a position to be their CEO. And we have been able to have many success stories.
Awesome. Awesome. At least now we have a background information. If you can help us, Sammy, to define, because maybe there are people out there, there's a misunderstanding. When we talk of micro, small, and medium enterprises, how do we define them? How can we define them?
Well, when you look at the clustering, there's a way we are defined by the World Bank, but the World Bank does not really showcase who we really are, because we are clustered in a global perspective, not an indigenized local perspective. So the global perspective of micro, small, medium enterprises are people who are making between 5,000 shillings a day to about 100 million shillings. That's $1 million probably US dollars in a whole year. That's the clustering of the World Bank, right? But now we were able to redefine ourselves and we were able even to give that policy paper to the government so that when they are making informed decisions, they can make decisions based on the actuals, not based on other issues that do not exist. For the micro, there are people who are making even 200 shillings. We are talking about people who are doing, let's say, selling sweets, and they also make a lot of money. They make from even 500 shillings to 2,000 shillings on a daily basis. They are the people who are taking care of the lower pyramid, the business in the lower pyramid, which they are businesses which probably they are from hand to mouth, for lack of a better word, but they're also giving solutions to people. Ule mtu anachoma mahindi, ule mtu wa bodaboda, ule mtu ambaye, a person who has a salon huko vijijini, probably they don't even have a space, but they even come to your place. Mama fua, that's also a business concept, ambaye anakuja na wafulia nguo. So those are the micro, the guys who are making between even 200 or 300 shillings to about 1,500 shillings on a daily basis. Then you go to the small businesses. The small businesses, now we go to the boda people. The boda people, they are people who are making about 30,000 shillings to 100,000 shillings in a month. And you continue, if you count that, probably in a year, there are people who are making even about 2 million to about 4-5 million. You go to micro small, now we go to the medium now are guys who are making even sales of $1 million US dollars. That's 100 million per year. And there are people with shops in Yamakima. There are people who are selling mobile phones. There are people who are importing what you call consolidated cargo. There are people who are also who have maybe car hires. All those people, they are in that. Then from there now we go to the corporate. So when you look at the clusters now, you're going to see that there are people who do not have an income that is exceeding 100 million. So 100 million downwards. Those are the people that are in that cluster of micro, small, and medium enterprises. And a majority of the people, actually, a survey in Kenya says that 98% of businesses in Kenya are in between, are in the micro, small, medium enterprises. 98%. Wow. So only 2% are in the corporate. So when you're looking at the impact of the economy,
they are the people propelling the economy.
People propelling the economy. These are the guys.
Now, if you can, because we have listened to your story, very inspiring and all, how you have been able to grow your businesses. How can one start their business? Because maybe we were talking off air and I was telling you, I also have dreams.
Yes, you said so.
When I grow up, that I want to be, I want to be a business owner. But how then the practical ways of starting as a small business?
Well, the practical ways of starting a small business is to identify a problem and become the solution. That is an entrepreneur. You identify a problem, then you become a solution. And many times, and I usually say this, there are times that you need a service and you don't have it. There are times that you need there's a time I was looking for a car wash at night because I needed to wash my car because early in the morning I needed to go somewhere. And I didn't get a 24-hour car wash. So I even Googled. So that is a space. Because there are people like me who are looking for a car wash at those hours, maybe 11 p.m. So you are looking at, God opens your eyes to see a problem or an issue or a challenge, then you become a solution. And once you become a solution, you start small. You start small. And I'll give you an example. When I came to Nairobi and we were doing now the toilets and we were charging people, I made a few shillings and I decided, okay, there are guys who are coming to Nairobi. I'm able to offer them bathroom services, right? I'm able to offer them sanitation services. They can brush their teeth, they can, freshen up and they go to work. Probably you're from Kisumu or from your travel and you're coming to town. I have given you a space even for you to change, but your shoes are not cleaned. So I said, okay, if your shoes are not clean, I can have a shoe shine.
Yeah.
Then I started a shoe shine. Then I looked at it and I said, okay, these guys, when they come, some of them don't have toothbrushes, some of them they don't have, their personal effects. Then let me start a candy shop, or a shop that probably that can be able to take care of those things. Then you see, it's a solution-based, initiative.
Yeah. Yeah.
And God gives you ideas, but one of the issues that we have with many people, they want to start big. And many people think that you need money to start.
Yeah.
And that is a misconception on entrepreneurship. You don't need money to start, you need idea to start. Because people do not fund, ideas are funded.
Yeah.
People don't just put money.
No.
Where there is a vision, there's a provision. So people fund visions. So if you come and give me a very good business concept, I'm going to look at it and I'm going to tell you, okay, let's partner with this. Why? Because I'm seeing an opportunity.
Yeah.
So many times people do not want to start small. And many times they lack faith. And many times they want money before the idea.
Yeah. Yeah, we say hakuna pesa.
So you want
capital and all.
So capital to do what? So they want money to come before the idea.
Yeah.
So God gives you an idea, then He gives you the how to do it. So you start small. You start from something that is, that's very small. And also do not. Also, many people, not only starting small, but you also find many people do not want to do some jobs because they feel they are odd jobs. And they feel that they are in a certain level. They don't want to start small. There's a perception they want to create with people concerning where they are and they are not there.
Yeah.
You find that many people may say, okay, me sitauza mahindi, but you can't even afford to pay for yourself fare 50 shillings to town. And many people feel that it's a shame to do some odd businesses, but it's not. There's dignity in work, and we have to dignify work.
Yeah.
And I remember when we were doing the toilets, one of my classmates came and found me washing those toilets, and I was in a very good high school, and it was a provincial school then, and I passed. But I was washing the toilets because I was employed there. It was a family business. I was employed there, and I was getting my good money. So me, I'm washing the toilet, and this guy comes and says, "Hey, Bwana Karanja, you are here." You are here. But I could be able to afford a very expensive phone then, as a young man. So my phone was, person called me and I took and he said, "Hey, you can afford even to buy this kind of phone." Why? Because there's dignity in work. And we have to dignify that. You start from small. There are people even who have started very small businesses like Mama Fua. And I know of a case of a Mama Fua who now has a laundry, has mini laundry, even franchising her brand, but started as a Mama Fua. So it's about the mustard seed, like the Bible says, that the kingdom of God is like a mustard seed. Also businesses, you start small, then God grows them. So it's identifying an issue or a challenge, then becoming the solution.
Because as we were saying, the currently the biggest problem that we are having, the challenge people are having is that, vile umesema, I just want money fast.
You want money fast?
Me, I've seen a capital. Even
to do what?
Exactly. So I come to you and I'm like, Sammy, you know what? Blah, blah, blah. Sina capital. Then you ask me, that's the question you ask. So ya kufanya nini?
Hata nilikuwa nafikiria.
I can't give you a concrete.
You can't.
Because we think, first of all, money, capital, or where will I get? How will I start?
And nafikiria nitafanya. And you have to come up with a business concept. You have to build a business. From an idea to a concept to the actualization. You have to do that. And that concept paper, you have to read it on a daily basis.
How do you come up with one so that to help us? Sisi bado ambao we are still
in the initial stages. How
do we come up with that concept paper?
Okay, so what you do, let's give a case scenario. Case scenario like what I told you about the shoe shine. Right? So I looked at an opportunity and said, oh, this is a good opportunity. Okay. So that's an idea. It's a seed. So you're in Mbegu, that's an idea. Then I'm like, okay, so how should I do this? So you start now building for that idea to a concept. First and foremost, I need to construct something so that even when it rains, my customers are not ready.
Yeah.
So I also need to construct a very good seat. What kind of seat do I need? Then you start doing a survey on what kind of seat do I need to do? Do I need to build the canopy? Where am I going to put it? So you all that, the structures, that is in the very, very initial stages.
Yes.
Then from there you take a pen and a paper, as Habakkuk says, that you have to write your vision in plain. So you write it down and you say, first and foremost, you identify the challenge or the solution that you're bringing. The challenge is a shoe shine.
Yeah.
That's the problem that people are facing, a challenge. Number two, now you come up with, this is the challenge, now this is the execution. Now that's the concept paper. So the concept paper, you come and say, this is the site that I'm going to, I'm hiring this site at this amount of money. Then I also need licenses with the county government. You're doing all those research with the county government. Then from there, so I have the site, I have the construction money, I have the site is going to cost me this, the seats are going to cost me this, the licenses are going to cost me this. Okay, then how am I going to run a business? So first and foremost, you decide, okay, you're going to use probably a brand, whichever brand that you're going to use, brand X. So use brand X. Okay, so who are going to, am I the one who is going to do it, or am I going to have people doing it under me? Then you decide. So I decided I'm going to have people doing it under me. So I talked to a few people. Then I also came to realize that these people, they are not coming in as employees. They're also coming in as partners. So they are paid in commission. So you come and you say, okay, you discuss with few people, we are paid in commission, so that you don't come with a misconception that I'm employing you.
No.
So that's we are still creating a concept paper, right? So they say, okay, you are going to be on commission. So how do you do it? So you go now down further, and they tell you, okay, for me, this shoe, I cleaned it with 30 shillings or 50 shillings. So the 30 shillings, you are going to provide for me the shoe polish and the brush, and you pay the licenses, and you give me 50-50. Then you say, no, the site is mine, the license is mine. So I'm going to provide you with the brushes. Then you're going to use your own shoe polish. It's going to be 50-50. Then we agreed. The concept came in. Then they said, okay, let's do it. Then we did it. Then later we decided, okay, as much as we are doing this, okay, can I give you everything? Then I give you a target.
Wow.
So you keep on evolving as time goes by. I said, okay, I'm going to give you everything that you're asking. I'm going to give you the shoe the shoe polish, the site and everything. This seat, pay me 4,000 per day. No, 4,000, it can't be less, 2,500. Okay, do 2,000. Okay, fine, 2,000 per day. So you see now you are building on the concept. And the concept paper tells you and shows you the modus operandi or the mode of operation, how are you going to operate and how you're going to execute your business, right? Then from there, after you have done that, then you do a survey of how many people you are estimating will be patronizing your premises, or who are your potential clients and your targets. Then you move there you move towards that. And for me, I was amazed because initially my estimate then was about probably I could make maybe 4,000 or 5,000 shillings a day. And I can tell you this, you know, when you see these people there, you don't know. Because every day, I remember I could pocket like almost even 10K.
Wow.
For me, I didn't know that. So I had to do it. So and I was, wait a minute. So this thing can, okay. So you see now, when you start business, now it also opens your eyes to many other things. Then you decide, okay, why don't I also look for other sites as I expand my business?
Yes.
Can I have my own brand which I can franchise? Because I have already created that awareness and the confidence of the brand. Then you continue. You can start whether you are washing clothes, whether you are a mama mboga, because mama mboga, you can start with a small kibanda. Then you say, okay, with this small kibanda, instead of sitting and waiting for people to come and buy, I can start also delivering. I can start an online platform where I deliver. You start from there. You have to start small. But when you're doing that, do that also with a lot of diligence. And it's so simple. It's not something complicated. You know, the concept paper is something like the university. No. Apana. Just write with what the language you are able to understand. Hata kama ni Kiswahili wewe andika. You know, I also represent very.
Yes.
So andika. Andika. And I remember there are some guys who approached me. You see these trolley guys? Wale wanawabebeanga mzigo. So probably you're from up county, umebeba tu mahindi, mandizi.
Unapatana nao
uko downtown hapo. Those trolley guys, one time, they approached me because of some work I was doing with them. They approached me and they told me, you know, this trolley, we have started a small outfit of the trolley. It's like a chama. We are giving 20 shillings every day. How many are you? We are about 4,000, but now the only people who are giving are 200. Said, okay, let's start with the 200 people. Then we opened in one of the the deposit-taking microfinances.
Yeah.
I helped them to open. And they grew from 200 to 4,000 people giving 200 shillings. No, 20 shillings, sorry.
Yeah.
20 shillings are 20 bob.
20 bob.
20 bob. So later, after a year or two, I think it was almost 2 years, I met them and they told me, now I think we have several millions, about 2 or 3 million. So we want to buy land. Where can we buy a big chunk of land alafu tukatane or to start something?
Yeah.
So you can imagine 20 shillings.
20 bob.
So those humble, very small, insignificant moves, they really amplify and make things work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Sammy, that is so inspiring. And it reminds me of the Bible verse, don't despise days of humble beginnings.
Don't
awesome.
do that. Don't
awesome.
do that.
What a conversation we are having, and we need to take a short commercial break, then we come back and continue with the same. And in studio hosting Sammy Karanja, and he is here breaking it down. We are talking about how to start, and also not just starting, but also now growing small and medium enterprises in Kenya. And Sammy is the CEO, MSME Alliance of Kenya. Any question, any queries you could be having, kindly drop them on our social media platforms, on our YouTube link. You can drop those questions there, the comments there, or better yet, drop us on WhatsApp 0708 222 323. We take this break. We are coming back, continue with our conversation.
I've actually been trying to find a balance. It's been really tough and hectic, but everyone says once you get a hang of it, it becomes better, and I don't know, but I'm hoping to find a balance soon because it's really been hectic. But you've been in the job industry for a long time, so I think you would know better. Sindio?
Huh? What time is it? I need to catch up on Leadership Forum. Did they have a radio here? Never mind. I brought my own.
No way. You can't be serious. Wait, why do you have a radio and you can just catch up with the shows on Hope FM podcasts?
Really? Even Meet of the World?
Yeah. I mean, you can find them on whatever platform, name it. AfriPods, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, you name it.
But I'm not subscribed on any of them.
So no worries. You can just check out the latest episodes on hopemediakenya.org.
You can now listen to select Hope FM programs on your favorite podcast streaming platform or directly on our website, www.hopemediakenya.org. Listen and live.
Welcome back. This is Hope Adon right here at Hope TV, where you look and you live. How to start and grow small and medium enterprises. That is the conversation we are having this morning on the financial fitness segment. And our guest this morning is Samuel Karanja, the CEO, MSME Alliance of Kenya. And Sammy, you also talked about getting the right people, partnering with the right people.
Yes.
How do you ensure that you get the right people who buy into the vision so that as well they come buy into the vision and now start executing? Yeah.
Well, that's a very difficult process because you only get to know that person when you've already started many times.
Yes, yes.
So you find that for you to get the right person, first and foremost, as a Christian, let me go back to that because that's our fallback. That's where our strength is. You must be led of God.
Yeah.
You must be led of God. It's very important for you to pray, even as a business person, for God to direct you to the right people.
Yeah.
Personally, I've made so many mistakes of getting the wrong people on board. Even some people probably, you're of the same faith, but you do not have the same, you're not looking for the same thing. you have diverse visions. So you have to have a person who you can be able to lock to that vision and run with it. So first and foremost, you must be led by God. And it's also good once you're led by God, also do your due diligence. God leads you to this kind of person, you talk to them, you interact with them, you hear them out, and you listen to God when you're talking to them. And if still you're not very, very sure, you also go to another extent probably of pulling one or two people, senior people, probably people with a lot of credibility. You can even approach probably a spiritual authority and share with them and tell them, I would like to start this and this with this person. What do you think? Let them give you also an overview of the person that you want to partner with, because partnerships, they are very serious.
They are.
Because they determine whether what you are starting takes off or it's aborted from the beginning, based on what you're looking at. And also you can even start with a good person, then when money comes in, everything changes. Everything changes. I know people who have lost millions or hundreds of millions of businesses, of worth of businesses, because they got the wrong people on board. And many times as Christians, you may find that you want to even probably your business to tithe. And the person who is your partner does not believe in tithing. They don't believe. So business, we don't know. We can't give 10% to what? No, we can't. We are paying corporate tax. We are paying the TOT. We are paying all those things. Then you say you give God 10%. Ni mshahara yako, or probably your allowance. So you must be able to get the right people. And once you get the right people, sit with them and speak to them. They may be family members. They may be friends from high school. They may be diverse people. They may be your in-laws. They may be people from diverse, within your social, circles. But be led by God is very, very important. And partnerships is also very good, because once you get the right partner, you are also able to distribute liabilities. You're able to distribute liabilities. You're able to come up also with more and better also ideas. The Bible says that two heads are better than one. So you can be able to bring together your ideas and grow. Also find people with skill. Find people with skill. And it's also important for you to find people who can give you a chance. They are ahead of you, and they can give you a chance to partner with them, because you learn so much from them. People who have already done it and failed, done it and made it. Because you can't disqualify a person by failing. No. Because once they have done and failed, they now know what not to do. Yes. So that's also a lesson. That's also a school. So it's important for you to also do that. And many times it's important for you to get partners who are ahead of you. I usually say that because they also give you a buffer that you can't get anywhere else. So don't get a person who is a novice like yourself in a certain area, because kama mnadunda nyinyi wote kweli mnaanguka nyinyi wote. So it's important for you to get people who are ahead of you, probably a person with more experience, so that they can also tell you these are some of the loopholes, and these are some of the places that you're going to tighten together so that you can have a watertight kind of operation. Yes.
Let's talk about longevity of the business, because when you start a business, you're starting in a different season and all. Then after some years, you get to things evolve, things change. So how do you plan for the longevity of your business?
The longevity of your business, number one, is you having structures and systems. Because structures and systems gives the platform of operation and gives the strength and the longevity and the posterity of your business. Because without structures and systems, you're not able to operate your business in the right way. What do I mean by structures and systems? Structures and systems are people, policies, and the how. So people and policies are who do you put where, in what portfolio. And the systems is what are you using, what are your internal mechanisms of operation in terms of payment of taxes, in terms of leveraging on marketing, in terms of expansion plans. What are you doing? What's that financial plan that you're having? And so you must have structures and systems which are able to hold your business. There are people with structures and systems which are weak. Whereby your business outgrow your structures and systems and it falls. And growth is a very good thing. But you find that you don't have structures to handle 100 million. You started as a very small thing, like the way I told you.
Yes.
A shoe shine that is giving me probably 100,000 shillings a month. But I don't, pesa imekuwa mingi sana.
Yeah.
You don't have an expansion plan. So you have structure and systems are like the muscles of the business.
Yeah.
So they can hold the business or they can let go of the business and it goes down.
Yeah.
So the longevity is based on the structures and system, and also knowing. First and foremost, right now we are living in a country where we pay taxes, and it's important for us to pay taxes.
Yeah.
It's important for you to know whether which clusters are you positioned by the government to pay taxes, because payment of taxes is also very important. It can also cripple you when the government finds out that you're not paying taxes and they come for penalties and everything. Many people are closing down. That's number one. Number two, you're also able to know after these structures and systems, what is the expansion plan? Sometimes you don't need to expand very fast. Even when your business is doing very well. You need to build a brand. And building that brand doesn't mean that you have so many brands or so many outlets. You build one brand, then you continue. So it has to have its own organic growth. And even if the organic growth, the financial growth overtakes the organic growth, you have to put brakes. You have to have the discipline. Yes, I have 500 million. I never thought I'm going to have 500 million, but I will still run 2 shops. I will still run 2 shops. So that as you are going into the next one, you are able now to think through, get what you call the piece of marketing, go to a placement where your clientele are, because you find that people may get all this money. You can get money from the banks. Now people want to give you money. People want to partner with you because your idea is thriving. But all this money can also be a trap. Right? It can be a trap because you can get a lot of money and you start spreading yourself too thin. So if you have 50 branches and you only had 2, so can you be able to manage the 50 branches? Right? So you have to have that organic growth and systematic growth. So for the longevity, first and foremost, you have to have structures and systems, people, policies, internal systems which are helping you to manage. How do you manage your finances? Are you going to have an expansion plan? Are you going to upgrade your offices? Do you need to buy a new car for yourself? Or do you need to build a new house for yourself? No, because many times when money comes in, you try to divert that money. Is this money for business? Is this money for my money? And let me tell you this, DG. When you start your business, that business should pay you. You don't become part of that business.
No.
So probably you have made a total sale of 100,000. Probably the only money that you have in that 100,000 is 5K. The 95 is for rent, the people who are working for you, and your suppliers. So you must be able to pay yourself. Just pay yourself. Just become an employee of your business. Even if your business goes to probably hundreds of millions of dollars, just live in a salary. That one also helps you. First and foremost, shows discipline, and also helps you to grow your business in a way that you are able now to maintain it, to have it, all together. So many times people fall, and businesses do not see their 5th birthday, especially MSMEs. They don't see their 5th birthday because of lack of structures and lack of systems. And lack of structures is so broad. I'm hitting here and there because I'm hitting in terms of taxes, positioning, marketing, branding, partnerships. Who are there? Where are you getting your funding? All those people, because you can also get funding from very punitive financial institutions, whereby if the because you need money doesn't mean that you're supposed to go there. You may decide to grow with your seed money. Your seed money, you can raise it from friends, you can raise it from bank loans, microfinances, even something that nowadays you're calling it crowdfunding. There are platforms whereby you can place your idea and you're able to move.
Let's talk about unexpected financial challenges. How do you prepare for such as a business so that you're not affected even when you are hit by unexpected financial challenges? Because many a times, and we saw that with even COVID, we saw with with other times that we experience those challenges. And you know, in a business environment, it's normal and it can happen. And we are also seeing, even in terms of government, some of the policies that they come and in a way they hit you, and you are not prepared for such. But then again, you want your business to still thrive, you want your business to still stand. How then do you prepare as a business, small, medium, or even large, an enterprise? How do you prepare for unexpected financial challenges throughout the year?
It's very important for your business to have what we call a war chest.
War chest?
Yes. Mm-hmm. War chest is where you put aside money as a buffer, and regardless of what happens, hata kama hauna mkate kwako kwa nyumba, hauguzi hiyo.
So discipline
is very, very key. And we have financial institutions which have been able to offer services of fixed deposits, whereby you cannot be able to access to that money regardless of what. And the process of accessing to that money also places you in very punitive policies, whereby you may even lose a quarter of that money. So it pains you to go and withdraw 4, 5, or even 100 or 200,000 and lose on. So because also discipline is pain. Discipline is painful, and so you also need to be, induced with a little bit of pain so that you don't go there. So it's important for you to have that war chest, because what that war chest does, it acts as a buffer. Acts as a buffer because you find that taxes, you have to pay taxes, definitely. But you may find that your business has been affected probably by political happenings. You remember, like when you had a political unrest, so you're not opening your shop on a weekly basis. You're not able to, to run your business the way it's supposed to be run. There are so many disruptions. And God forbid, sometimes you may find even some sicknesses coming in homes, whereby you also have to take care of your people and to take probably care even for yourself. And so it's important for you to have, to put a percentage of that. And one of the things that we usually say after deductions and everything, it's important for you, if you can be able to do that, it's important for you to put at least 25% of your total net, at least 25% of your total net towards that war chest. But sometimes it can even go to 10, depending on the amount, because when you say 25, it depends also the amount of money that you're making. But be very realistic. Also, don't press yourself to a point whereby you're also suffering and you're doing business, right? But also balance. 10% is okay, 5%, depending on where you are at. Put a percentage where you have that war chest, because it helps you, it acts as a buffer. So when things are not working right, you can be able now to think through. There are times even you can close a business. And some financial institutions are giving services whereby you have put a chunk of money and you're getting probably 10 to 15% on a monthly basis. So you can decide it to be a compound, to compound it, or you can decide to withdraw it. So sometimes those large chunks of money which you have built over time is what now holds you when the businesses are not working. That 10% on a monthly basis pays your rent, pays school fees and everything else. So it's important also for you to diversify and look for, they are there. Look for financial institutions, insurance companies which are able to offer those services, and plug in, put a shilling there. The Bible says that cast your bread on many waters, because they are going to come back to you at some point. So diversify. Diversify in terms of putting that war chest, and also diversify in terms of businesses. I know it's not good for you to become a jack of all trades. Yes, but it's also important for you to diversify businesses. You may have the businesses linked together. You may be selling mobile phones. You may have an M-Pesa. Just running parallel, so that when this business is not strong enough, this one can be able to hold it. And once you have multiple sources of income, people say even seven streams of income. Once you have that, I think it's very, very important for you to, you can be able to, if this is not working, this can hold this. There are matrices of business whereby you can be able now to collectively run your businesses and help you remain afloat.
I think partly you have answered my next question that I wanted to ask, whereby now, how how do I take my small business into the next level now? Now with that, do I diversify or do I stick with whatever I was doing now at a larger scale? Which is the best option?
When you're running your business, there are times you see the command that you already have in that space.
Yes.
And many times the best way is to do specialization. There are people who we know. If you go to Karanja, he's printing. If you go to Gekonyo, he's that, like that. It's also good to do that.
Yeah.
Before you diversify to other businesses, you need to build a brand. You need to build a strong business and to grow the business. And one of the things about growing the business is not even opening other outlets.
No.
Is giving better services.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you may start with a photocopier, then you go with a printer, then you go with a digital printer, then you go with a printer which is now has an AI effect. All those things. So you are at the cutting edge of technology and you are giving services. So when I'm coming to your shop or to wherever you are giving me a service that is beyond even what I'm paying for.
Yeah.
And what happens is that you build what we call a fanatical clientele.
They can't go anywhere else.
Whoever opens wherever.
Yeah. At a closed door, neighbor.
That's what they do. And that's why you see our brothers who are the Indians, that is something that they have been able to master. If you are selling tiles, you know.
Yeah.
So selling tile ni kwa patel flani. If, for example, they are selling tires, car tires, go to a certain person.
Yeah.
So that is the best way. So as you grow then you can be able now, from where you have reached to a point whereby you feel you need to diversify based on need, not based on, and let me say this, you find that there are people who when you build your business and you're talking with friends in your circles, they tell you, na biashara ya kuleta miguu kutoka na nje, iko na pesa mingi sana. So what has informed you? It is money. Money has informed you, the profit, right? So profit informs you, but not need. So you find that the person who started the business and they thrived, they saw a need and they plugged in. But now we are getting so many copycats. So biashara ni gani mzuri? You open a stall in town of selling clothes or selling shoes and people are selling, viatu nizo zinauza saizi. No.
Unakimbia hapo.
There are people who have burnt their fingers based on that. You have your own journey. And that journey is very, very unique. And that journey is tailor-made for you. And that is where there are people, whether you start a shop next to their shop, their shop is thriving because they have already taken their line. So it's very, very important for us to be able to be focused. To be focused once you're doing that. So do not necessarily expand, build your brand. Build it very well to a point whereby you can now be able to diversify. And the diversification may mean now you are starting to plan your retirement years. So you may have some good business and you say, okay, why don't I build apartments so that rent can be coming. So now you are going there as a retirement plan. Also, you're leaving your inheritance to your children. So, but the business itself, the model that you have, should be able to inform your next move. Yes.
And let's talk, as I see time is much spent. What are some of the financial risks that small and medium business owners should look out for and how to prevent the risk? As they are starting.
Is the risk of putting all the money in the business or your capital. Start small. First and foremost, make sure that there's what you call proof of concept. Start small. Pilot any business that you're doing. Don't go full throttle.
No.
Pilot it. Make sure that you pilot it. Let it grow organically. It may be it's a painful process, but let it grow organically. Number two, make sure that you get the right partners, because partners can be very painful. You can get the wrong people and you lose your money in that. And number three, the agreements that you also write with people, you should be very careful with those agreements. Giving people shareholdings in your company because they have put this amount of money is also good to be led by lawyers, so that you can be able to have a value for your business. So that whatever shares that you're selling, you're not selling yourself short of the potent of the business. And number four, also look for know the taxation brackets that you're supposed to pay taxes.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know, you may find yourself in a place that the government is demanding an amount of money with penalties that is worth buying 2 or 3 of your businesses.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So you would rather like give the government your business and tell them continue with it.
Continue. Yeah.
Continue running the business.
Yeah.
So those are some of the risks. And also placements. Where is your business?
Yeah.
Let it be very visible. Let it be very visible. Lastly but not least, know your clientele. Know them very well.
Yeah.
You don't give, you don't extend credit notes when you're starting your business.
Yeah.
Just get, even if it's a small loyal clientele, just start small.
Yeah.
Because also credit notes, so extending credit notes to a very small business, you're going to have issues.
Yeah.
Because you need to have cash flows for growth. Make sure that you're able to do that. And finally, you also need to develop yourself, to upgrade yourself. Financial literacy is very important. Very, very important.
Yeah.
Read books.
Yeah.
You don't need to go to school.
No.
Read books. Now we have what we call the Google University. Sit down with it.
Yeah.
So how do I improve myself? How do I add value to myself?
Yeah.
Do that as a business person, regardless of what you're doing.
Yeah.
You need to have that knowledge so that people can see. You can see a difference of a person who understands what they are doing. Even if you're running two same businesses concurrently, you'll have this different experiences when you go to each and every business.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think also mentioning of government, the tax matter is very critical, and you had highlighted it as part of our conversation. What are some of the tax issues, matters that a business owner should be conversant with? The basic.
The basic.
Yeah.
The basic. What you're selling, is it VAT or what you call it VATed? Are you supposed to pay VAT? Are you in the cluster of what you call the turnover tax or corporate tax? Where are you clustered? Is very, very important. And what happens with taxes, you're clustered based on your incomes.
Yeah.
So there are thresholds that the government has put in place with KRA. Also get an auditor who can be able to do your returns.
Yeah.
Very, very important. If you can't be able to do it for yourself, because it's a complicated process.
True.
And we have been advocating with the government. We meet with the government many times with the Kenya Revenue Authority. We meet and tell them, can you simplify payment of taxes?
Yeah.
Make it even a USSD code kind of affair. That if, for example, I'm making 500,000, I can be able to submit my money through a USSD code. I'm paying taxes of this amount of money. And so just know where you're clustered and pay taxes.
Yeah.
Once you know where you're clustered, you're able now to know what you're supposed to pay. And now you're supposed also to look at the services or the goods that I'm transacting with in terms of my business.
Yeah.
If I pay taxes, does it make sense? Because sometimes our taxes are very punitive. Sometimes they are overlapping.
Yeah.
Sometimes our taxes overlap. So you're told to pay turnover tax, and you're paying corporate tax. So you find that it goes up to even probably most 45, 50, 55%.
Yeah.
So it's important for you to also get a knowledgeable person who's going to do returns for you, because sometimes if you do it for yourself, they can overlap, because you don't know which tax you're supposed to pay based on so many things, because you don't have a blanket way of payment of taxes in Kenya. We have VAT, we have corporate tax, as I said. We have also what you call the presumptive tax.
Yeah.
And presumptive tax, you pay waiting to get waiting to know what your TOT turnover is. So you just put money there waiting
to be taxed.
to be taxed. So and even they themselves, they're not able to define it very well.
Yeah.
So you must be able to have a person who is knowledgeable in that area, so that when you're doing your tax remittances, you're paying your taxes, you're not overtaxed. But there are also incentives. VAT is also, sometimes when you buy machineries, so your VAT is credited to that, because some of the machineries are not VATed.
Yeah.
So you're able to know where even the government can also come in and also give you back a hand, by doing business in Kenya.
Yeah.
Yes.
Time is spent. Allow me to ask you this question, and you answer within 30 seconds.
Yes.
Speak to me.
Yes.
As GGA and others. We want to start businesses, but we are afraid.
You see, fear is not of God.
Yeah.
Actually, the people who are fearful, they are clustered in so many clusters. I don't want to mention. You don't want to mention. I don't mention the clustering.
Yes.
And fear is lack of faith. We move out because we have faith.
Yeah.
Faith is a substance of things hoped for.
Yeah.
an evidence of things not seen.
Yeah.
When I wake up in the morning, I have faith that God is going to keep me the whole day. And as I open my businesses, He's going to rally people to my business.
Yeah.
That means I have built a relationship with God. Business people are filled with a lot of faith because you do not have people that we have assigned to come and buy, or we have agreed. We open in faith.
People will come.
Yeah, and the Bible also says that without faith you cannot please God.
Yeah.
So step out of that comfort zone. Put fear aside. You do not know whether that idea is going to be a liberator not only for yourself, but also for your generation.
Amen.
So step out and do what God has called you to do. Yes.
Sammy, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Maybe someone would want to engage with you, connect with you.
Yes.
Is it possible? How can they be able to connect with you?
I have my social media handles. I have a TikTok at Sammy CEO. I have my Instagram, Sammy Karanja. I have also Twitter. Twitter at Sammy Kiruri. Yes.
Sammy Kiruri.
Yes.
Awesome.
Twitter, yes.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Really appreciate
Asante,
nuggets of wisdom, a lot of wisdom.
Asante,
thank you so very much. And more grace as you serve even the Alliance in your businesses as well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Karibu sana.
Such an honor.
It's a pleasure.
Asante.
Thank you. And thank you so much for tuning in. Now you have the message, you have the encouragement, you have the wisdom that you need. So step out and go there and conquer that which God has placed in front of you. So don't be afraid, don't be discouraged as well. And where there is a vision, I remember that there is provision. So don't be afraid of capital sijui nini. Whereas there is a vision, there is a provision. So thank you so very much. You can share the today's episode with someone who did not manage to watch. So share the link as well. God willing, we'll do this again tomorrow morning, same time, same place. From the entire crew, my name is George Gishuru. Have a fruitful and a blessed day ahead. Bye bye for now.